QUIGG CASSIUS for IFL TV in association with Macklin's Gym Marbella. We're in Manchester here for the announcement of high stakes. July 18th, Manchester Arena, QUIGG versus Martinez. With me I've got trainer Joe Gallagher.
Hi Kug, you okay,
right,
mate?
Joe, again?
Yeah, good, you brought the sunshine up with you?
Freezing, absolutely freezing. Listen to Scott in the press conference, he said, you know, Boroughside, sort of Santa Cruz and the Frampton fight, which you've tried to make in the past, felt that Kiko Martinez was the next sort of most dangerous, shall we say, opponent available.
Yeah, well, no, people will pick up that Regondo wasn't mentioned. Regondo's having some type of dispute. He put a disclaimer, press conference out, presser out saying that he wasn't available. He was going to sit his contract out, so he wasn't available. And Anita Daenerys fighting July the 18th himself, and is in a purse bid. And then the next one obviously was Kiko Martinez, still highly ranked, good world champion IBF before his loss. And like I say, he's had a break, he's got to come back fresh, and I do feel it's a real solid test for Scott Quigg.
Well, some people look at this as whether Quigg can better the performances over Martinez to what Frampton did to him twice.
Yeah, it's very much a bit like the Ben Eubank days, where you see Nigel Benn fight one and then a fight or two later you see Eubank fighting who Ben had fought, or vice versa, and people can say that to regarding this fight, but I say Scott Quigg's got a big job to do with Kiko Martinez. He's had a break himself, Scott's had a break, they're both fresh, and it's another opportunity for Kiko Martinez to shock the division that he's already done once before, and we know what he's capable of. We've seen him box numerous times, and it's a good opportunity for Scott Quigg also to make a statement himself and do a better job than the other man did. Was
Kiko Martinez in the plans while sort of, you know, the whole Frampton situation with the 1.5 million offer?
No,
was that after?
No, that was afterwards, because I said, and obviously people mocked us a deadline day, and we said, listen, I need Scott Quigg out by the summer. We've got 2 or 3 weeks now if this fight's going to be made with Frampton. It's got to be made. It wasn't made in that time, and we went, right, we need to go and source other credible opponents. There was rumours that Kiko was going fighting in a box tournament, WBC, and we reached out and got him and started going to business, and once we had Kiko available, that was the fight to be made.
Do you feel that Scott should have already fought on someone like Kiko Martinez by now in his career?
Someone like Kiko Martinez, well, is a former world champion. When you look at who Scott Quigg has beat, he's beat Rendell Monroe, who's beat Kiko Martinez. He's had good wins of late, good knockouts, and you're only as good as what's put before you, and the people have been credible. The Atomic Spider, Boxing News said that'll go to points. Scott Quigg knocked him out. The other fella gave Jamie McDonnell a tough fight for the European, and you've seen what Jamie McDonnell's doing at the bantamweight division. Scott Quigg blew him out. So I think people are a bit too harsh on who Scott Quigg have fought. Scott Quigg's fought good opponents and took them out in style.
Is that an option for the future, Quigg versus McDonnell, in your opinion?
I can't see it, to be honest. I know Eddie tweeted something the other day, but I can't see that. I feel Scott Quigg after this fight, Kiko Martinez, Anita Daenerys, and then we'll see what happens after that. I think if you look at Scott Quigg, he's getting bigger and bigger all the time, and we may have to chase Santa Cruz up to featherweight and start mixing around the featherweight boys.
I mean, for such a long time, obviously Scott's had a bit of criticism over, you know, not being able to obviously fight them level of fighters. Now he is. Martinez, the talk of come through that, Anita Daenerys. This is the time for Scott Quigg now to see exactly how good he is.
Yeah, definitely. We've told Eddie the 2 opponents who we want. Kiko Martinez is one, and Daenerys the next. I've read today now that he's in a purse bid for the WBC. If he has to fight that and win that, then we'll fight him in the unification fight. But they're the 2 opponents that are on our calendar radar for 2015, 2016. We'll see who's about then, but they're the 2 opponents mapped out for this year.
Listen to Kiko Martinez there. He believes that Carl Frampton's the best in the division, even ahead of Regondo. What do you make of them thoughts, Joe?
Well, like I said to you, he tweeted that out, and his opinion. Everyone's entitled to their opinion, and that's just human life, that's just nature. But I'm sure after July the 18th and July the 19th, I think Kiko Martinez will be saying something a little bit different. It's up to Scott to go in there and change his opinion.
On a scale of 1 to 10, how much of a danger fight is this for Scott Quigg, do you believe, Joe?
Well, like the poster behind me, it's saying high stakes. It's a dangerous fight. We've seen what Kiko Martinez can do. He's travelled to Japan and won. He's won at Atlantic City. He comes, he punches hard. And it is high stakes. There's huge fights from there, and we're not getting carried away talking about your Diners and moving up in your cruisers. We've got to take care of, first and foremost, Kiko Martinez. He punches with either hand, and but I do feel Scott Quigg, he'll prove on the night, is just a different level, and he'll show this. And you got to remember, when he lost the world title, he lost on points. This world title challenge, Kiko Martinez, it's a good chance he's got to get knocked out in this.
Just going to touch on Callum Smith, obviously dismantling Oleg Fedotov's inside a round over the weekend in Birmingham. He will now fight Christopher REBRASSE on the 26th of June in Liverpool. That's a test for Callum.
It is. I was watching him in the gym today with Liam when he fought George Groves. I was looking and thinking, Joe, what? Good fighter, this REBRASSE. Good jab, moves his head, very game, doesn't take a backward step, and presents a few different problems that Callum wouldn't have come across before. But it's a tough fight. He's ranked in the WBC top 10, I think it is. Gave Groves a good fight, and it's a very good learning fight for Callum Smith, and one that I'll ask questions of Callum Smith on the night. And they're the type of fights that we're looking for at the moment to enhance his progress and his development, ready for when he's ready to challenge on the world stage.
You mentioned the world stage. Obviously, you know, the board put out for Rocky and Callum to fight. That fight isn't happening, but is that a fight still a possibility for the future, in your opinion, Josh?
Well, very much like Kyle Frampton and Scott Quigg, there was always talks about them at the time for the British title. It never happened at the British because it was a bigger fight down the road, which it is now, and I think that'll be the same with them too. Why should Callum Smith and Rocky Fielding fight for British title money when both kids are doing well, they're both progressing well? I think Rocky's rated high in other governing bodies, and that's it. I think he's behind the Gale, so we're after George Groves. It's well known what we're after. Beat REBRASSE, and we're in a strong position with that WBC silver belt to get the winner of Badou Jack and George Groves. So that's what's on our radar at the moment. Whatever Rocky and his team are up to, that's up to them at the moment. But the British title, Callum Smith would like to fight for it and win it at some point, so all four brothers can say they fought and won the British title. We'll have to remain seeing when that window of opportunity will present itself.
Next month, another Smith brother obviously travels to Oakland, 20th of June, to face pound for pound one of the best fighters in the world in Andre Ward. How do you, as a trainer, assess his chances of beating Andre Ward?
Well, listen, you can get ridiculed for what you say regarding up against things, but there's people in the past gone in believing. You had Martin Murray going in recently against Gennady Golovkin, people saying he's got a match. Paul Smith, Arthur Abraham, first fight they said Paul's got smashed. They're all saying Macklin got to get beat against Sturm, out of his league, didn't. Ricky Hatton, but they all step up, and this is a huge opportunity for Paul Smith to fight Andre Ward. We're going in the fight, and I always keep saying we're in it to win it. We're not going there just to go and pick up a payday or anything else, and I'm going to try and do the best that I can for Paul Smith in this fight, in a real uphill task, do you understand? But this is why boxing's boxing. It only takes one punch. Now, Andre Ward's been hurt, he's been down before. He's not Superman. He is one of the best pound for pound fighters in the world. He's technically very good, he has a great jab, good inside, he's very educated, and he's got a fantastic trainer in Virgil Hunter. So we're up against it, but boxing's boxing, and Paul Smith, he can hit, and he just needs that one opportunity in there, and if he hits him and he gets him in a type of trouble, Paul will be told to jump on him. Very much in the Arthur Abraham fight, the second fight, Paul caught Arthur Abraham with a body shot and he didn't go for it, and you look back and regret. You only have one or two moments like that in a fight, and if we're doing it again, and Paul even said should have gone for Abraham then, but he didn't tuck, he didn't know he was being outside, being kidded. But with Andre Ward, if he gets any type of shot that gets him in trouble, he's got to go for it. It's a huge fight. We've got to go in there, and all we can do at the end of the day, like in life, same with you, Kugan, in your job, children at school, everyone in your job, you only can do the best that you can do. If you can get out of that ring at the day and go, Joe, what, hands up, I give it everything at the good, and at the end of the day, I just lost to the better man, and that'll be the case. But we're definitely in this to win this. All right,
is that your new slogan?
It is for Paul Smith. We're in it to win it.
In it to win it. I think I saw that somewhere.
Yeah, hashtag.
All right, then. Do you know what? I follow one person on Periscope. Do you know who it is?
Paul Smith.
It's you.
Oh, is it? I thought it was Paul Smith.
I don't
Paul's
know why.
onto it big time
I haven't
now.
found anyone. I've just joined it 2 days ago, and my one follower I follow is you.
Well, Paul, the other day, he was periscoping himself, having a slippery finger in his massage. Then he was having his makeup put on in the thing. He loves a periscope, Paul, now. But listen, joking aside, it's a great tool, isn't it, Kugan? But big exciting times over the next 6-8 weeks in the gym. Big fights, and it's all hard work, and you won't be seeing much Periscope from us now. It's got to be a shut shop in the gym, no media, heads down, and let's go about taking care of business.
All right, Joe. Listen, thank you very much for talking to IFL TV, and we'll catch up with you really soon.
Cheers, thanks, Kugan.
Cheers, mate.